Hey guys, welcome back to New World Carpentry Solutions, and we're actually toward the end of all the projects that we've been building here inside the shop, being the cutting boards, the serving trays, and in this video I get to go through the application process of one of my favorite finishes, being Odie's oil. You guys have seen me apply it many times, and I just get to go through the process. You guys get to see the transformation that it does to raw wood. These cutting boards are oak, mahogany, walnut, and I think I still had some red cedar that I actually applied in some of these. So like seeing how the Odie's oil actually pretty much just rejuvenates and hydrates all the wood and the natural colors start coming out. You know, the mahogany goes from like a dull reddish brown to that vibrant color that you get there. I don't even know what color to really call it. I guess you just call it mahogany. It's like a reddish hue though. It's like, I love red cedar. Red cedar, I think up to this point might have been one of my favorite woods to work with. One, because it's really nice on your blades, it smells amazing, it's light, but the color that I'm getting from mahogany, it's something different. I think I might enjoy that. I like the reds and blacks, being walnut, and I've used ebony once or twice. I love the color contrast that the reds and blacks get together, but I think walnut and mahogany might become my new favorite pairing, just because of how sweet they look in all these cutting boards. But yeah, the application process of Odie's oil is really simple. All you have to do is actually saturate a white Scotch-Brite pad. You can use the maroon pads, but it depends on how high you sand up to. Essentially, the Scotch-Brite pad that you use to apply your Odie's oil needs to be a higher grit than whatever you last sanded to. So if you stopped at like 100 grit, 120, 150, you can use one of the maroon pads. But if you sand any higher than that, I recommend the white ones. So I recommend just buying the white ones all together. That way you know you can actually buff it into any, no matter what grit you sand up to. But after applying the oil, the next thing you want to do is actually let it sit for about 30 to 40 minutes to actually let it fully cure. And then you actually come back and buff it off with a clean white cloth. Normally on larger projects, larger flat projects, I actually break out my buffer. But for these small cutting boards, I figured I'll just put in all the elbow grease and time that it takes to buff all these in. One thing I can say though is after going through this entire stack, I probably should have used the buffer. You know, I don't want to be humble, but yeah, this was a lot. There was a lot of buffing. That's the one downside to using the oil finish. You do get that beautiful luster and color and natural feel that you get from using that hard wax or oil finish. But the amount of buffing process and buffing and elbow grease that it takes to get it applied is a little bit daunting. But the finish is second to none. I think Odie's oil, because between the smell of it and the quality of finish and how long it lasts, this one is definitely my favorite finish to put on any type of project. And looking at this serving tray, it came out a lot better than I thought it was. Those first few pours were a little iffy for me. You know, especially since we're just off of instinct, using the last little bit of casting epoxy I had, not knowing if I had enough, not really knowing anything really about epoxy other than like what I've seen on YouTube or Googled. I was a little nervous, but here at the finish line of this build, I can say that it looks amazing. I love how it actually came out translucent. You can actually see the bench dog holes through the the serving tray itself. Like, look at that. That's amazing. That makes me really satisfied. And as the oil goes on, it just completely transforms. So if you guys have enjoyed these builds, being the cutting boards, the ingrain cutting board, the egg holder, or any of the processes that we used throughout this last series of videos, definitely let me know down in the comments. Please leave me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.